Hello everybody, ADDF Toxic here. Welcome back to the Bottle Rocket Gaming server. Uh, so, um, for those of you who haven't heard, we do have a month of gaming coming up in November, and we plan to end November with an open house on the Bottle Rocket Gaming server. And one of the things that we want to get implemented before then, um, when guests are on the server, we don't want them to have to walk all the way down to Forestry or to Magic or to BDA's town, which is recently announced is a gaming town. Um, but some of these are pretty far, especially if you don't have this super awesome suit that lets you run really fast or fly really fast. So we want to build a passenger station and some passenger trains. They will go right here, or the station will go right here, actually. Um, we plan to have the trains are coming in from the roundabout here. We'll go into the side of the hill, and the station is actually going to be on the top of this hill here. This dirt that I have here, this is coming from the subway tunnels that we have. That's actually one of the planned stations, and this goes up high enough that that can connect easily with the station up here, and trains will still make it under here. But one of the problems we have is it's going to stop this train actually. When we look at this train, our normal system is the main color will represent the service that the train um, the service that the train does, I guess. And the secondary color, this little rim here, that represents where the train goes to. So in this case, this is Forestry Town, and it's a power train. So for the passenger trains, we could do the same kind of thing. Just choose blue as the main color or something, and then the secondary color green. So if this was a blue-green train, then it would be a passenger train going out to Forestry, and it would route into this station here when it's in town, and people would board a blue-green train to get to Forestry Town in a minecart. Now the problem with that is that's not all that user-friendly. We don't want people to have to know that dark green means this train will take you to Forestry Town. Plus, if all the different towns would all have to have a train, then that would just sit up there until somebody's ready to use it. It's just not all that great of a plan. So what we want to use instead is, you may remember the golden tickets that I use on the trains that bring items out to towns. Well, we have a similar kind of idea. If you just use a railway ticket, it won't stay here and be permanent. It will just kind of move itself into this slot, I guess would be the way to explain it. And this train in particular, for some reason, still has a ticket sitting there, even though we don't have the golden ticket. But it would look something like this: Destination Forestry. So passengers will be able to get a ticket, put it into a train, and they'll be able to see that they're going to Forestry Town on this passenger train. So the plan is I'll choose two new colors, primary and secondary color, for the passenger trains, and then the ticket will be what determines where the train goes. Here's one of these trains I was talking about. There's a golden ticket that we're using in this case to tell us what item this is picking up and bringing out to the town. So of course the new system of using a ticket to determine where the train goes is going to add a bit of complexity to our railway tickets, or our routing tables, I mean. Because right now this routing table is just checking if the secondary color is green. If it is, go that way, because Forestry Town is that way. So I need to choose a couple new colors for that, and to go to my to-do list here, and designed elements, passenger trains. So I need to choose a color scheme, and I also need to update the routing tables, and I'm sure there's a couple other things, like, here, I'll just add, decide how passengers get tickets. Yeah, I figured that was too long. It runs off my monitor here. You can still see it down here, though. And I also have in another category here, passenger station. To build the building, it's obviously just a hill right now. And we still need to run the tracks into the building up top and build the ticket booth. And that one kind of ties in with the task that I just added of decide how the passengers will get the tickets. Because we don't really want them to have to type it out themselves. If they're as bad at spelling as Warped is, maybe they can't, don't know how to spell forestry, and if they spell it wrong, then where's the train gonna go? I wonder if I could get a computer to write out a ticket for me. Things to ponder. But I am going to ponder these things, the colors and all that, and then I will be back when I make some progress. So I played around with a bunch of colors, and this is the color I decided I like. Primary color of blue, secondary color of white, and there's no other service that uses a primary color of blue, so if there is ever a white town, there won't be any confusion over whether this is a passenger train or a blue service for White Town. If that made any sense there. So there's a color I've decided, and with a new color, I need to put that in here. So I've actually already done this, and if I press View Services, you notice that item 5 here says passenger. Now the passenger service is a bit different, because in most cases, primary color is black. That's what Sledge Train is represented by, a primary color of black. But if we go to the passenger train, it's not really just a primary color. This I just manually typed in blue comma white. That's technically both colors, not just the primary color, but that represents a passenger train. Now, where that got really interesting is when building a train. Normally, when I build a train in this program, I'm looking at the wrong menu here. Let's do a sledge train for, sure, mining. I don't think they'll need a sledge train, but whatever. It tells me that the locomotive is primary colored from the sledge, which is black, the secondary color from the destination mining, which is blue. Another thing you may notice, I changed, anywhere it said golden ticket, I changed that to just ticket to keep it a bit more generic. But anyways, with the passenger train, yeah, what am I doing? Let's do a passenger train for forestry, sure. You'll notice it does not have the secondary color of green as we'd normally have with a forestry train. It just has blue-white, which is what I set as the primary color in the passenger service. That's what it is. And I did that. I just checked if the ticket purpose, if it says destination, which I set the passenger ticket purpose to destination. So basically, when I'm building a train, passenger forestry, it saw that it said that the ticket purpose was passenger, so it just didn't even put the secondary color on. Or else that would say blue, white, green, which makes no sense because you only get two colors. And the other thing I did is, if the ticket purpose is destination, instead of saying ticket purpose destination here, it actually says just ticket and then the name of the town as selected up here. So, yeah, I really hate doing hackery like that, hard coding into programs like that, but this is a really simple program, and I didn't want to make it any more complicated than it needed to be. So now that I've chosen colors there. Choose color scheme. Complete. There, 2 tasks left. So the next task here is to update the routing tables. And this is going to be kind of interesting, I think. I think I know how I'm going to work this. I was actually just doing some logic in Notepad. And I'm going to just run down here quickly, turn that off so that the trains don't sneak up on me and try going down to Rurik's line, because I'm not sure if Rurik's line is completely active at the moment. And while I have this routing table out, if a train comes by, it will go to Rurik's town. So here's the routing table. I'm not sure I feel safe here. Oh, there's an Magnum torch there. That's good. Okay, so here's the routing table as it currently is. Color equals any green. Those are forester trains. Color equals any yellow. Those are the trains for the bee sanctuary. Color equals any blue for mining town, and color equals any magenta for magic town. I think that one is. But now this needs to add. I need to add some extra complications into here to support the passenger trains. So I haven't tested this yet. I just have it written out in Notepad, so I hope this works, but I think it will. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have an OR. And for anybody who doesn't know how these routing tables really work, if you want to have an OR, like one, if two things, if one of two things must be true, you say OR first, and then you type those two things. And so this OR statement is going to be an OR between another OR and an AND. And the first OR will be the same old normal services. And I'm going to have to put another OR here. So this is an OR between an OR and an AND. This OR here is an OR between color equals any green and another OR. And this OR is going to be an OR between color equals any yellow and yet another OR between color equals any blue and color equals any magenta. So this is basically a 4-way OR. It just looks confusing as hell in the process. So I'll just erase those. And then we get down to the AND part of this very outer OR statement. Alright, so I think this should work. So I'll just open this up and show you what I got as my final product. So I had to separate this onto 2 pages, just because it was too long for 1 page. So basically I have the outer OR here that it goes between this OR and this AND. And the way these 4-way ORs work, hopefully it wasn't too confusing. Basically, it's if either of these 2 conditions are true, it basically sets this OR to true, and then if either of these 2 conditions are true, it sets this OR to true, and it just keeps on cascading up. And that's how I did that 4-way OR statement. It's the same thing here, except this has dest instead of secondary colors. And this is, of course, for the passenger trains, as you can tell by blue-white. So I will put this in here. And I'm going to go turn this on, actually. Let these trains start coming this way. I got quite the backup. Actually, I'm just going to let one through for now. And this should turn, yep. So that's still working. Now I'm going to put my little blue-white locomotive on the track here. Give him some water. charcoal. And he needs a ticket. Let's say he's taken passengers to forestry. And I'll just put him on low speed, let him power up. Here he comes. And that works as well. Oh yeah, I guess I should, I'm not entirely sure how the railway tickets work. I just know we've been using the golden tickets for a while. And if I put the golden ticket into the slot there, and I take this out, it's still set to forestry. Supposedly, we can just get a normal railway ticket, except I couldn't figure out how. So I just threw a golden ticket in there and use that to test. I'll figure out the rest later. But got a big traffic jam here caused by this guy, which is causing backups at the roundabout. Okay, for the record, I'm lucky. Don't stand on the tracks, guys. If you're coming to the open house, please don't stand on the tracks. What else do I need to do now? I guess I got to, go fix the routing tables on all the rest of the roundabouts that we have, around. And then a bunch of building and, of the passenger station. Oh yeah, I can, Oh, that's a project. Whoops. Teehee. Well, that project's done. Anyways, that was already on. I'll start to convert all these over to the new system as well. I'll be right back. Alright, so if we look at this roundabout here, I notice there's a slight bit different here. Is there any trains coming? Yes, there is. I'll just stay off that side. This piece of track in particular is new. The roundabout used to just go any train that came around this way. This was just a curved piece of track, and it would all trains would go out there. But with passenger trains, we want them to have the ability to come from B's, go straight from there to forestry. We put the switch here, and this switch, there's a train coming. I'm sorry, train. There is a train coming. It's not coming that way. Okay. Not color equals blue white. So if it's not a passenger train, it will go down this line. So all service trains are hub-centric, so they will have to turn off there. And the other condition there is if the destination is hub. So if it's a passenger train and the destination says hub, then it's going back this way to hub. So that's done. I will go knock that off my to-do list here. Passenger trains, update routing tables. Complete! Yay! Decide how passengers get tickets. You notice there's a big blue building there. Yeah, that's has to do with the other project that I have here. An industrial area passenger station. I got a whole lot of tasks there. I actually went on to the second page with this one. So I'm glad I added that feature. I'm just going to fly over here. So let's pretend we're walking down the sidewalk. Wow, I just realized that's kind of a blind spot there. You see there's kind of a big bright blue building that's brightening up the industrial area. And you get a bit blind there. Come around the corner. This is our breath station. BRAT stands for Bottle Rocket Area Transit, in case you don't remember that. And this is going to be our passenger station. So we got the got some grand staircase up in the front here. Doors with this is actually a lapis block put through a chisel. That's one of the options. I just put that around there, and it looks nice. It outlines the door. And then when you come in here, oh yeah, the wall is blue as well. It's all lapis bricks, is what that is. And I chose blue because of the trains are blue. So, and over here, this is going to be the ticket booth. I'll show you that in a bit here. And if we come down here, this is one of our departure platforms. That one there is the other one. So the trains will be waiting here, and you can put a ticket in the train and go off to whatever town you want. And then when you arrive back here, this is the arrival platform. We're going to put a fence in the middle so you can't run across like that. But when you arrive, you come up this way, and we put these on separate sides just to keep the flow of human traffic a little bit flowing. So if you come in this side, you go around this way, and if you're coming in, then you come around this way here, coming into town. Now, there's also a hole here. This is a staircase, quite unfinished, but it's probably gonna be pretty plain, I'm thinking. But this goes all the way down to the subway station that is far from complete. And these are the stairs up. This is originally when I started building this building, I just continued these stairs, but we want people to be able to, from the sidewalk, go into the subway station here without having to go in the grand entrance here and come up here and then go back down again. That seems like a bit much. The ticket booth, I want to show you this here. Why am I not running? Alright, so I just quickly made this program here, and the computer is technically facing back that way, so this block here is to the back of the computer, so that's why I said peripheral wrap back here, and now that block is a ticket creator. So if I just say ticket.create ticket forestry, now when I run this, you got paper and blank and ink sac in there. So if I click that, that is so awesome. Forgot about the sound. I just almost talked over it there. I got a railway ticket for forestry. So then the passenger can come down here, put their ticket in the train, and give it to the engineer, and go on their merry little way. But this is, of course, going to be a little bit more complex than press to print ticket and then get one that's set for forestry. There's going to be a whole big menu where you can choose which destination you want to go to, and then it will print that ticket. And of course, it will be blue and white. So we have our first few trains on the track here at the BRAT station. I'm not getting a good signal on my mouse. Hang on. Interesting thing. So we changed up the way things are going to happen a little bit. Originally, we were going to have these trains get a ticket from the ticket booth just over here, and then the passenger will have to put that ticket in the locomotive, and then the train would take them to that destination. But we decided it would be easier for scheduling and stuff to to have set routes. So we have, I still use this program here because it had the basic idea, and I just modified it a little bit to show what the routes actually are, and it still gives out tickets, and that's mainly for sure a show at this point. But I still thought it was cool, so I kept it. But just click that there, and you see we have 4 lines here. North line, which goes up to Gamestown. The East line, which goes up towards Town of Rock and Metals. South line, which goes to the Bee Sanctuary. And the West line, which is our longest line, which goes to Forester Town, Mining Town, and Magic Town, or Arabian Nights as Vestes calls it. And so the West line has 3 destinations, and one of the disadvantages of this is you have to go.
Fucking decision.
And my program's swearing at me again.
I will make a decision for you.
Fine, make one
Your
then.
choice.
So in an old instance of this program, when I actually first put that in there, it would actually print off a ticket at that point. But since I put this screen in there, I haven't done anything. I didn't make it actually purchase the ticket. It just takes you to there. But as I was saying, with the West line, there's 3 destinations, and it will actually take you to Forestry, and then Mining Town, and then Magic Town. So if you're just trying to go to Magic Town, you have to kind of take a bit of a tour, which is a bit unfortunate, but tours are kind of fun. So if I'll just I'll purchase a ticket to North Line, and it will give you a ticket. It will say North on it, but that doesn't really do much for you since the trains are all sitting down here anyway, waiting for a time to leave. And I think this one is the North Line. Yes, it is. So we have these actually on a timer. There's some timers underneath the floor here. And once this timer's up, this train will move forward. And then depart and take off to Gamestown, because that's the only destination on this line. And then when the train comes in, it will again stop on this side this time, and it will wait here for a certain amount of time. I'm not sure what the timer is set to down below, but once that timer is up, it will continue forward and go back over to a departure line. It goes there. And then it's going to go over to green line over there. Yeah, that's the one. And it's going to wait there to pick up some more passengers. And then the passengers can come up these stairs and exit the building and have fun in town. Or, go down to the subway. Whichever. There are a couple things that aren't quite done yet. Obviously, these stairs I haven't skinned yet. I'm not exactly sure what material I want to use here yet. So I just kind of left it blank, not to mention these are warp placed, these carpenter's blocks, and for some reason I can't skin carpenter's blocks that somebody else placed. I don't know. And the other thing that we want to do is, I shouldn't be running across the tracks like this, but we want to put more trains on the tracks. So, like for example, this here it goes up to North Line, which takes you to BDA's town, who has food. He's causing a lightning storm, apparently. I lost my train of thought because of that. Wow. I lost my train of thought again. So this is a pretty long road. BDA's town is, I don't know how far away. Pretty far away. and or Gamestown is really far away. BDA is Gametown. I'm rambling. So we want to have some more. We're going to put some more trains on the track, and we'll have the timer set so that when another train from the North Line is coming in, this train should be just leaving. So it'll be a continuous cycle of these passenger trains going round and round. Just for the record, I thought this train was staying here for quite a long time, and I just realized that for some reason my signal block is managed to unlink itself. So pair that. Now the train's actually going. Take passengers to Gamestown. I don't remember if I had this up here last time the last segment I recorded, but this is just a little legend of which of these lines you can catch which train on it. It says down at the end here, North Line, East Line as well, but I just like to have it up here as well, so that when you're coming down the stairs from the ticket booth, you can see, kind of see if you can see the colors underneath the tracks. It's the same colors up here. Other than that, that's pretty much the end of this episode. I got a train coming in here. This is for the East Line. We've put some more trains on the tracks. We got, I think, 1 for East Line, 1 for South Line, 3 for North Line, and 4 for West Line at the moment. We plan on adding a few more in various places. And we're still working on timing and spacing of these trains so that they're not too close together and at the same time not too much of a gap in between the trains. Sometimes you'll just miss a train and you'll be waiting here for another 5 minutes, and we really don't want that to happen. There comes another train. I think that one's from north, actually. So let's just go over here to the to-do list and just mark off a couple last things. Lighting, still haven't done that. Stop incoming trains in front of... If line is full, I think that says. If line taken is... I don't know what I meant by... I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I fixed that. Just so that trains don't ram into each other if there's already a train at the station of at that line. Yeah, we got some at station timing. We put on some extra trains. And the rest of this is all really just cosmetic stuff, which honestly I'm not going to worry about right now. I'm just happy the trains are running. Today's actually November 30th, which is the last day of open house. And the Bottle Rocket Gaming open house, that is, and we've had we've been riding these trains back and forth, especially between Gamestown, all day yesterday, so it seems to be working pretty good. And yeah, that is a North train there. So that's going to be it for this episode here, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. If you have any interest in Bottle Rocket Gaming, please come visit our website at bottlerocketgaming.com. And have a good life.